for Zoom. Um, I'll put it up, and then Sneha, if you will remind me if I forget to take it away, you've got to share the screen, so we might as well
Oh, I've
do
already
that.
done that. So I have the screen sharing for you available. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Alrighty. So anybody, before I do that, I guess I'll still see everybody. So what the heck? Let's share screen. So we're all ready for the rest of the folks when they come. Okay. Let's see. All right. I have to wait till folks are here. So the Sneha and Laura understand what this is about.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just do a nice quickie bow in. For my Sofia classes, I make a whole big altar with this sensei picture and the kanji and make it feel like a dojo. That's why I wear my gi, because it makes me feel like I'm in the dojo.
Yeah.
And I just don't wear my hakama because you can't see my feet and stuff, and that's really important in on Zoom. So we'll just kind of introduce what Aikido is, because a lot of people don't know yet, and then we'll get right into exercise. We're going to work on the first principle today. And I always like to give homework so y'all can practice, because the emphasis, I'm already starting, I can tell. So we might as well start recording, because I'm feeling like if people are late, it's already 5 minutes, 25 minutes till. So you're recording, Sneha?
Yes.
Okay, so this is our first Aikido class with Sneha's gang, with Sneha's group. And I want to welcome you. And hi, Sangeeta. We just got started, so you didn't miss anything.
I am so sorry for being late though.
Okay, so we're just beginning and waiting for a few more people, but I have met the two Lauras, and I know Sneha, and you were at the promo, right? So we've met. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I think it's Mary Jane I haven't met, and John, and that's it. So they'll come late, I guess, and then we'll just keep going. So we're just starting. And I was just saying that on Zoom, Aikido is a contact art. We touch each other and we connect with each other. We grab each other. We feel each other. It's an energetic practice. So to make up for not being able to do that with each other, even though when I started teaching on Zoom last fall, people were saying they started feeling the energy, especially the Sofia people at the university I've been teaching at since 1991. That they can actually start feeling the energy. So be open to that. It's just that we can't get physical with each other, obviously. So the emphasis is on how to take Aikido into your life and into your daily life, making everything an Aikido practice. And instead of, just coming to class and practicing, then forgetting about it for a week. So I put homework there, not to give you an extra burden in your life, but it's optional, of course, but it helps me to have homework, and I think maybe other people might benefit also. Okay, so that's why I call it the way of harmony in daily life. Now, in the dojo, which means school, a place where we practice the way, the practice, the way of Aikido, we always start with a ritual and say this Japanese phrase, which just basically is kind of requesting that, shall we begin, or shall we start? Shall we engage with each other? And since we don't have, the altar and everything that I usually set up, we'll just say, I'll say Onigashimasu, and then I'll bow, and you guys say it back to me and bow. How's that sound for our opening ritual? And then we'll also do a little closing with the Japanese phrase at the end. So, okay, so just take a moment to feel your feet. Since we're sitting, just feel your feet on the ground, feel your spine, that you're feeling a connection to the earth and to the heavens. So you want to kind of feel the top of your head, underneath your hips, underneath your feet. Take a nice deep breath into your stomach, into your abdomen. And just relax for a moment. Take a breath out. Just feel like you're here. And we bring our hands in namaste position. And I say onegaishimasu. And then
Onegaishimasu.
excellent. Great. There's a lot more to it in the dojo, but that's good enough for a 1-hour class. Now, let's see. This is, the quickie version of what Aikido is. The 3 characters are they're called kanji. I means harmony. Ki is the energy or the prana, the life force. And do means the path or the way, the practice of. So what we're practicing in Aikido is this unifying, bringing together, connecting, resolving conflict, you could say, or resolving dilemmas or tensions, anything that feels out of harmony is our practice. It's bringing into harmony the energies that are often go out of harmony. Could also say it's spirit or it's life force. And so it's the practice of harmonizing energy or harmonizing forces in our life. It could be me with another person, me with my friend, me with my husband, me with the society, just how we are on social media and stuff. How to practice being in harmony. And so if we think of it that way, we can be practicing all the time rather than just when we're with our teacher or our friends, our cohort. Okay, does that pretty clear for our definition? Hi, Rico. You're muted, Rico. Just say hi. Yeah, there we go.
Hi, sorry I'm late.
That's okay. We were recording, so you can go back and listen. We just talked a little bit about what Aikido means, the definition. Okay?
Okay.
So it basically means harmonizing ourselves with the universe or harmonizing ourselves with our own self. And how often do we have conflict with ourselves? Or harmonizing, and when we practice with other people, it's harmonizing our energy with another person. So you can see it's applicable on all levels. So in order to get into the spirit of Aikido, we have to get into our body. So always start with a warm up, and all these exercises are designed to, harmonize ourselves with the ground, with the earth, the heavens. Okay, so I'll turn this off, but you'll have this because you'll have the recording. And each class will have different warm-ups that will connect to the thing we're going to be practicing that day. So let me just say that today I'm going to focus a lot on the first principle of Aikido, which is relaxation. The idea is that, if we're not relaxed, there's no harmony, right? We have to kind of come to ourselves, get in touch with our tension, our inner conflicts, our feelings, because often we're at odds with our own feelings. We have emotional conflict, we have mental conflict, and we don't like our body. We have these beliefs, we have these things that interfere with our ability to feel at peace with ourselves and at peace with the world. So the first step is to get to relax. So every class will have warm-ups, things that get us in our body and get us relaxed. And I'll go more into relaxation and after we're finished. So I'm going to stop sharing and we'll stand up. And if you have a mat, I should probably put this on speaker view so you can see me. And if you have a mat you want to roll out, I'll try to arrange myself so you can see me. Let's see. Where I am. So you guys can see me on speaker view? Yes. Yeah, I can see Laura basically on speaker view. So I'm just making sure y'all can see me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, now I see Sneha. All right. Okay. So find a nice spot where you have plenty of space. You're not banging into your house plants, your bookshelves. Okay. And take just a comfortable stance with your toes pointing forward. So we're all kind of facing each other. I call this connecting with heaven and earth. So just bend the knees and drop in and extend your arms and your fingers down as if you could reach down and with your fingertips touch the ground. Okay, now take a deep breath, flip the hands over and reach up as if you could touch the sky and the stars and the sun. And breathe out and let that sky or that heavenly, they call it heavenly energy, flow into your body. So you bend your knees and connect to the earth, flip your hands, straighten up. You can come up a tad on your toes and pull it down into the body. Just imagine you're just pulling that clean, fresh energy into the body. And now you're connecting to the stability and solidity of the earth, connecting to the lightness of the heavens. Feel that heavenly energy flow through from top to feet, head to feet, connecting earth to heaven. Just kind of sense that central position we are in between those extremes, extreme materiality or solidity, and extreme lightness and subtleness. Do one more. Take a nice deep breath in the knees, and kind of straighten and reach. And let the breath go to settle, relax. And just feel the body. Feel a little bit more tingly, a little bit more energized. Now we're going to make it a little more energized by bringing the feet together. So your feet are connecting to each other. And bring your right hand over your left hand, right in front of your center. This is your center. We're just going to come up on our toes and extend up like that and then push down. Okay? So as you come up, you breathe in through your nose and you press down, bend the knees, and breathe out hard. So it's like, ha, okay? So it's in through the nose and ha, like you're pushing it out. Yeah. Ha. Ha. Okay, let's do it together and we'll go a little faster. Ha. Ha. No stopping. In, out. Just get a rhythm going. Up, down. Nice rhythm. No stopping. Ha. 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 Now pause for a moment. Pause for a moment. This is called fire breathing. Just kind of feel that ki, that energy circulating through the system. We're gonna do a couple more of these, but this time I want you to take a moment to feel your stomach right below your belly button. Put your hands there and just feel the breath. And feel it like expand as you inhale and then contract or shrink as you exhale. Like a billow or like a ball that you could squeeze water out of. Now that's what I want to do with this breath. So as we breathe in and expand the belly, we breathe through the nose. And then as we breathe out, we press it out hard. So it's feel that? So we're going to add that to the up-down movement. Okay, so let's bring our hands in front. We'll do a few more of these fire breaths. Nostril breathing in, mouth breathing out. Okay, and adding the stomach pump. Here we go. Get a nice rhythm. Okay, pause and just feel. Take a moment, close your eyes, just feel the body, feel if it feels more alive, more awake. Maybe the channels feel a little clearer. This is a really good exercise to do if you're feeling sleepy, tired, even stressed, you know, it kind of breaks up some of the stress. Okay. Okay, now let's do, okay, so we went up and down. Let's stand a little bit wider. So we call this a square stance, an earth stance. So your legs are a little bit farther than shoulder width, and you sit like you're sitting on a box. I think in karate, they call it a horse stance. Now we're going to bring our hands, our palms together in front, and then flip them over so the back of your hands. There we go. Good. Feel how your shoulders come up and your chest goes down. Yeah. So what we're going to do is roll back and open the chest and look over our shoulder, one shoulder. Okay. Then when we roll forward, we sink down and cave in the chest. And then we're going to do the other side. Roll back, open the chest. Then sink down, bend the knees, cave in the chest. And then roll back, look over the other side. So you get a nice stretch in the neck and a nice stretch in the back and a nice stretch in the chest and the ribs. So you really want to curl in and then open up. You breathe out when you curl in. Big breath in when you open up. Actually, breathing out of here. I think I got that mixed up. So you breathe in, breathe out when you open up. Into the middle, out to the sides. Feel the knees bend, feel the hips. Tuck a little bit, open and close. Now take a pause at the next opening. Open, just pause right there. Really roll those shoulders back. Thumbs go back like you're hitchhiking. Feel the neck get a good stretch. Breathe. Now to the other side. Stretch out the other side of the neck. Open the chest. Breathe. And now come to center. Just feel the shoulders. Shake them a little bit. Okay, now let's bring the feet a little closer again. We're going to go back into the vertical. Bring your hands together like you're clapping. And then this is a movement. You're going to take your left hand and palm up, right hand palm down. Okay? So like that. Like, see that? Yeah. Now we're going to make spirals. We call them heaven spirals, heaven and earth spirals. This is actually a technique in Aikido. Okay, so just bending the knees a little bit. Let's start with the left hand going up in a spiral. Okay. And then the spiral comes back. Okay, so see that spiral up, spiral back, then switch, spiral up. Feel how your whole body spirals. spiraling up to heaven, spiraling down to earth. Connect at the center, spiral up, spiral down, up and down. So the earth hand goes down, the heaven hand goes up. Let's see if you can feel those spirals. In the middle, your center is facing forward. And as you spiral with the up hand, turn in that direction. Come back, we're neutral here, turn. Neutral, turn. Neutral, turn. Okay? Heaven and earth spirals. Just practice that for a moment. Okay. See what everybody's doing. Do you remember that, Laura, that movement?
How hard it was for my coordination, it still is.
It's not okay. So let's do this for a second, like Laura's doing. She's got her hands on her hips. So everything in Aikido, I think I talked about this in the promo class, is circles and spirals. And those circles and spirals start with this rotation. And one of the principles of Aikido is centering. Okay, and we're going to talk about that later, but just, you know, physically, our center of gravity is right here in our pelvis, this whole hip, belly, pelvic region. So we can rotate this and create movement like, you know, that spiral. I'm just turning my hips and I'm making little wave-like movements. Or I could just do a punch. It's generating power, the hip turn, yeah. Exactly. So we're going to do a movement. In fact, let's do it now. I was going to do it later. So this allows for flow, but it also allows for strength and power. Like a smaller person, if they use their whole body to punch, can really hit hard. You know, if you're a small person trying to hit somebody just with your arms, you're going to just be flailing and not do very much to ward off an attacker. So let's put our hands our fists right on our hips and feel this, that if I turn to my right and punch with my left, okay, and then come back, turn to the left and punch with my right, come back. The idea here is to not let your arms separate from your hip. See, it's just, I'm punching with my hip and I'm pulling back with my hip. Okay, so see if you can feel that connection. You have to be in a nice, strong horse stance. So you get your nice, strong stance and you punch and come back. Punch the other way and come back. It's like a whip or like a spring. Good. Now let's add the breath. See if you were holding your breath. Breath is very important for getting the energetic to flow. Otherwise, we're just using muscle and tense. So it's like, huh, huh, huh. You could, doesn't have to be noisy. You could just go, or you could do a ki, huh, huh, huh. That helps you get that power out and not be holding it in. Huh, 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 huh. Very good. All right, how do you guys feel? Let's just shake it out here for a minute. So in order to have this kind of explosive power, there needs to be some relaxation as well. We haven't even gotten into that yet. So let's just shake. Shaking is a really good way. If you just kind of bounce on your heels. Let a nice soft sigh out. Let the head get involved too, because there's often a lot of tension in the neck and the head. Now, pause for a moment and let your shoulders go side to side. So we're going up and down, but there's also the side to side motion. Let your hips get in there. The hips side to side and then up and down. Bouncing on the heel, up and down, shaking the wrists, let the shoulders shake. And then side to side. Now pause and just feel. Okay, anybody feeling tingling?
Yes.
Feeling a little bit more, your breathing is a little harder? Are you Sagita? Okay. Okay. Okay, let's go back to the hips. Just for a moment. So we had the rotation, right? Now let's just make some circles. Let's make some circles. So your knees are a little bit bent.
Okay, so just letting you know, we only have 10 minutes in this meeting. So if the time runs out, we can just join back with the same link.
Okay, great, thanks. Yeah, let's go the other way. Rotating the other way. Okay, so this feeling of this hip area, we'll get really into it, especially when we do work on centering, but it's very hard to separate centering from relaxing, from energy flow, because that's all happening, right? We're feeling more energy flow, maybe more grounded, which is second principle. Okay, so one more thing, I think we did this in the promo, is to stand, I'm standing a little bit sideways to you guys. Just stand in a shoulder width, bending the knees. Feel your body nice and centered, heaven and earth. And take just a regular step forward and turn the back heel. Okay? So we worked on this a little in the promo class, and then come back. So you're just neutral stance. I don't know if you can see my feet. And then neutral stance, not wide, not narrow, just neutral, shoulder width. And take a step forward and turn the back heel. This is a really important basic stance in Aikido. Sink down, that's stepping forward, turn the back heel, bend the front knee. So it's right over your foot. So there's a sense of a triangle with this stance, that there's a point, there's an arrow, sense of action. We go into action with this stance. Okay, so this is like waiting or neutral, waiting for instructions, waiting for something to happen. This is like you're ready, you're going into action. Okay, does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're going to just do a little rowing. I want to do this every class because there's a lot to it. So if you take a step forward, the other heel is turned, so it's supporting you in the back. Your knees are slightly bent, and your weight is distributed forward and back. And now we're just going to rock a little bit forward and back. So a little on the back foot, a little on the front. And we're going to add that little turn that we were just doing. Okay, so as you rock forward, your hip turns a little bit. And then as you go back, it turns a little bit. Okay, so there's a little sense of a turning motion. Okay.
Sorry,
Now
my cat just climbed on my laptop.
Okay, now I'm going to just rotate my feet and go on my other side. So as I rock forward, I turn a little bit. Turn and turn back. Turn, so I'm shifting my weight and I'm turning.
Sorry, SueAnn, I'm not getting this one. If you could show that again. How that's...
Okay, so I just turned to my other side. So now I'm on my left side. And as I'm shifting my weight forward and back, shifting, right? Okay, so just shift first, Neha, just shift instead of turning, just do the forward and back. So like whenever we're learning movement, we want to first do one thing and then we add another thing to it. So, so first get the forward back and don't go too far forward. You want to make sure your knee doesn't go beyond your foot. Okay, so we're just shifting forward and back. And then we add just a little quarter. It's like a quarter turn. So if I were to face you, it's just that I'm doing this. I'm not doing a full turn. See that? I don't want to do that. I just want to do a little quarter turn. It's a rotation. Okay? How's that feel?
How far apart are your feet right now, SueAnn?
About shoulder width.
Okay.
In Aikido, we don't get into these wide trench. They feel like you're kind of stuck in a trench. You want to be able to, turn and move easily and quickly. Okay, so about shoulder width. Now we're just going to add a little hand movement. Okay, so if I'm rotating, I let my hand extend out and draw back. Just like we did with the punching. Extend out, draw back. So you're making a little scooping. Scooping. You feel that if I extend forward and draw back, it's all coming from this turning of the hip. Turning of the hip. Let's do the other side. So you're just extending out, drawing back. Now let's bring our feet just neutral again. Just wanted you to get a little used to the stance, Aikido stance. We're standing shoulder width, feet pointing forward. And as you turn your hip, extend your arm out and then turn it back, it comes back. So we're just connecting now our hip rotation to our arm. So I'm just doing one side first. Okay, pause for a moment. If you're not feeling this, it could be that the shoulder is tight. So we want to really relax and let the, shoulders relax. So like when I put my hand out there, I put my hip, it can throw, see? Kind of like you're just letting your arms be relaxed and floppy. There we go. And now you put a little bit of intention in your hand. So feel when you turn the hip, the arm goes out and comes back. This is called a hip-hand connection. Very important if you do Tai Chi. And you can do any kind of movements. You can make, movements like this, up and down. But the shoulders need to stay relaxed. Relaxed. Okay, so let's go back to, we're going to probably get cut off in a minute, huh? Let me see if there's any more warm-ups we should do. Okay, let's do this until we get cut off, okay? Since we're into this hip rotation, okay? So feel the hip rotation and bring your palms right out in front. So we're going to add arms. As your hips rotate back, your hands spiral under. They rotate forward, they spiral up. Spiral under, spiral up, spiral under. Do you guys get this okay, or do I need to turn around? So I'm just with my arm making spirals under, spirals up, and then I'm connecting that with this kind of core of my body, which is more the hips and stomach. It's a really good opening exercise for stretching all the joints in the upper body, the ribs and the shoulders and elbows. So you add the hips and you get the hips in there and the knees. Now let's go the other way. Spiral up, just reversing. I'll go slow. So one thing, if you're feeling a little bit like it's not connecting, close your eyes and just let your body imagine these heaven spirals and then back down to earth spirals, like a helix maybe. You give an image that'll help you. It's better to let your attention go inward, because sometimes I know I get lost if I'm trying to copy somebody. So you kind of get the idea, the image will come, and then the feeling of that image will come. Maybe it'll look different than mine, which would be fine. Okay? And let's let our spirals come back to center. And bring the hands right over your hara, your belly, right under your belly button. Take a deep breath into your stomach. Feel the body. Feel the energy flowing through the body. Feel the heart, maybe it's beating a little faster.